swing.
It's really interesting. I've done, I've sort of prepared for this talk for the last 30 years, 50 years of my life. Actually, I turned 50 about a week ago. And there's so much in this talk that I wanted to share that I don't even know how it's going to turn out tonight. But what I hope is that everyone feels like some little part of them is lit up from what we talk about, and that people feel like they experience a little bit of a healing within themselves, and something shifts from where they're currently situated perceptually in their lives, and where perhaps they can be transported to somewhere that feels a little bit more happy or a little bit more content. The reason that I chose this image is because it references the natural world, and I've been on a journey myself, which I'll talk about, reference throughout the talk, where I've come to understand that healing from the natural world is the most potent and important influence that we can allow ourselves to be open to. And so that's why I've got flowers, and I wanted something that opened you up to the magic in the background, that sense of calm, that sense of peace, that sense of joy, which is really the health inside of all of us, the potential inside of all of us to be sort of expressed in an unconditional and open way, and to bloom and shine. And so really what it did was it spurned a Dr. Mike's Soul series, which was the first embryonic entry point for discussing topics that mean a lot to me, that I feel have been important in my healing. And hopefully you experience it that way. Take something home that's memorable, that's eternal actually. Hopefully it triggers something eternal within you that is not just personal, but which permeates through you and has a long-term benefit. Can we switch to the next one? Great. Okay. So that's what I do. It's really interesting as I look on that. I think osteopath, naturopath, and acupuncture, and healer, writer, explorer, they were all my attempts to flesh out and develop a holistic understanding of what I needed personally to do to heal. And I mean, sort of interestingly, I've always been a very pictorial and a very visual person, and being a writer, I think I write the way I see, and I think I talk the way I see, and so in many ways the combination of all of those things has been able to help me express the entirety of the things that I need to resolve. And hopefully I can inspire people to similarly see themselves in such a holistic way, to flesh out and in many ways resolve and move forward in their own lives. And the next one, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
So that was my column in the Melbourne Weekly, and I had it for a couple of years, and it was sort of a bit out there. Like, I don't think I've ever really thought commercially about anything. I felt that it was more important that I was in my integrity, and I suppose from a very early age, and I'll talk about my childhood very briefly a little bit later, but I felt this deep vocational need to help support people as a whole and have them feel nourished as a whole. And in each article, I sort of wanted to pick up the threads of some part of someone who might be reading it, who might feel that that was neglected. And so all of the inspiration for all of my article writing was really to once again flesh out a holistic feel for people, so they felt held and and acknowledged in whatever stage they're at and whatever illness topic I was talking about. Because as Amanda said, you know, everything's a mind, body, spirit thing. So, and that was once again really interesting, this journey that I've been on, because that was my first published book that I self-published, and it sold about 5,000 copies. But it was all about using right brain learning, and I've realised that there's a right way to heal, and it doesn't involve your left brain or what you know or your mind. It just gets us in trouble. It can be sort of vicious and undermining in some ways, but there's a doorway through to the health, which is really what we'll be talking about tonight. And this book was my attempt to enable my study to be manageable, because I felt that I wasn't, a part of me was being neglected when I would study the subject of homeopathy, and I felt the need, therefore, to write my own textbook, which then has been received, I suppose, all around the world. So I've got a great tribe of practitioners with Amanda, and I feel very blessed to have Amanda. And we're both twins, which is not uncoincidental, I'm sure. Whatever that means, it doesn't matter. And forming a tribe of people, and it's a fun environment. It was established 20 years ago now, and it seems incredible. I remember when I first started studying that I thought my study would never end, because I studied for 10 years full time. And I remember feeling, oh my God, this is just really hardcore, but I was driven by this sort of vocational need to tick all the boxes and provide a service that really had no chance of neglecting anyone on any level, which is really the embryonic basis out of which my business and the vision for it emerged. And in many ways the business has reached a level now where it's much more in line with that original vision than it's ever been, with the continued study that I do and the incredible teachers that I have to help inform me about things, and various practitioners and people are in my team to help me stay well. So, okay, so I'm going to introduce you to an evolutionary mind shift that I have experienced myself, that must occur if you want to take your life and sense of well-being to the next level. An idea that's a total paradigm shift in the way many of you currently view your life and each day. This mind is not the mind you identify with in regards to your problems. This mind has its own laws that are totally different than the laws framed by human ideas. Understanding this mind is really essential for our healing. It operates along the laws of nature, so it's a super big, all-encompassing mind that is all around us and moves through us. I know that this mind operates like an outside presence that we can rely on. And I feel what I really wanted to convey, I've got a bit of detail here which I might do a little bit of a similar reshuffle like Amanda to get through. But there is a core essence I felt I really want to teach people a revolutionary concept, and that is that instead of, and it's what I say this from experience, that out of my desire to neglect no part of my own personal development, I did a lot of work for many years on healing from the inside out. And the paradigm shift, and what I came to learn, is that learning from the outside in is the next level that will take you to the next level of your life. And I'll expand upon that. I've been studying this super mind. Its natural laws are far more intelligent than our human minds can conceive. There is an order and a wonderful evolutionary flow that functions as a whole with the needs of everyone and everything in mind. So it's this the notion of being deeply connected in a way that is along natural laws. It's really interesting, but right from a young little boy I was really interested in art, and so all the artwork I've done for this is from a book that I wrote and illustrated called The Guide to Bloom. And it felt really important that I provided or was the one to do the art so that I could share in the breadth and that sense of depth or the magic in the background, trying to help people find a doorway through the sun.